as a female, when you joined or when you entered in the sector, compared to now, as you brought out, there have been a lot of changes. The industry has been growing. How has your experience been as a female individual, and how easy you see that it is for generation of today to get into the market and the sector and adopt it as a career of choice?
Okay, it's definitely changed leaps and bounds. The real estate sector today is probably nothing like what you would have seen 20 years ago, right? The explosion of the entire ITES industry in India has changed so many sectors and has definitely taken real estate to the entire commercial advisory business in India to a different level. There weren't as many opportunities back in the day, to be very honest with you, and there weren't too many women in real estate back in the day either, because it was not the profession of choice. It was not even looked at as a profession. I recall my early days when I had joined the sector. My parents had a lot of doubts about whether this could be or become a career. And to be honest, I was not sure myself. I was in my early 20s. It happened, like I said, by chance. But I loved what I did. For me, no 2 days were the same. For me, the whole concept, idea of working with different people on different assignments, because it was still early on at that point in time and I wasn't really handling transactions. I was working with a lot of my colleagues in terms of supporting them with documentation, assisting with telecalling, so to speak, and a lot of other things. But it was very dynamic. Today, as I reflect upon that journey, I could, very easily and very proudly tell you that I've loved the last 20 years of my life. I have absolutely no regrets. And I think, coming back to, young professionals, I think we need to sort of educate people out there that you can make you can make a career in real estate, because today you have bodies like the RICS that are enabling that. See, RICS is not just, having fancy credentials at the end of the day. It's an opportunity, it gives an opportunity to, young professionals to get mentored, to have access to, global data, to have access to global practices, and some very senior mentors who you may not otherwise have access to.
Right. That's what RICS Matrix is trying to bring out as a community, wherein we get senior professionals to support young professionals who are trying to or aspire to become a MRICS.
Right.
And one of this sessions give them opportunity of networking, meeting new people, probably meeting those senior professionals who they might not be able to meet in a normal course of business when they might be asking for an appointment.
Absolutely. That's one way to look at it. Another very important thing is, as young professionals, sometimes you don't have the opportunity also to be able to feel like you're in a safe place of a classroom and ask those questions. I think that is what comes across with, the whole, concept of Matrix, in terms of, how it gives you a safe place to learn to ask those questions, to be able to work with senior colleagues or people very senior in the industry, one-on-one, learn from their experiences.
Right.
And that's not something, and that's priceless. You can't put a price to somebody else's golden experiences in terms of what they've gone through in life. No book is going to give you that sort of an education.
Right. That's what we are trying to capture through this video as well.
Right. There were certain defining moments that I still remember very vividly in my mind. One was, I think close to about 15 years ago, I was on a site visit. We had finished the visit, the client had left, and the building belonged to a very old gentleman who had come down after the visit. And then he looked around and said, "Who showed my building?" And then I said, "Sir, I showed, the client has left, but your team was there to help me." And he was very surprised. He said, "Are you from, are you from so and so company and running this transaction?" And I said, "Yes, my client came, they finished and they left." He said, "What are you doing in real estate? Why are you in real estate? How are you in real estate?" Because he was shocked that a girl was in this business, and there was no point telling him anything else. But I just had a conversation. He was a very, very sweet old gentleman. Had a conversation with him and I left. But that was, I think close to 15 years ago, and I still remember it so vividly because it shocked him that there was, a girl in this industry, and I think that has stayed in my mind for all of these years. And what it has also done for me is be aware of, the fact that it's not easy for women in general. Now, people usually say it's a very male-dominated industry, but I don't entirely disagree with it. But I feel like the opportunities are there. If you can identify those opportunities, if you can embrace them, and if you can genuinely connect with the work that you do, put in the hard work, be consistent, be persistent, and build that credibility for yourself. It doesn't matter, if you're a man or a woman in the industry.